which makes you wonder what it would be like if we had a young American driver out there on the Monza track. It's been more than a decade since the last American raced in Formula One. Recently, thanks to the Red Bull driver search program, there's been a crop of rising American driving talents that have begun to make their way in the European open-wheeled ranks. One of the brightest stars of that group is 21-year-old California native Scott Speed, who was recently crowned champion of the Formula Renault Euro Series, the same formula that produced Kimi Räikkönen. And young Scott doesn't plan on stopping there. Let's learn more about America's latest Formula One Grand Prix hopeful.
I've been dreaming about Formula One since I was 11 years old and driving go-karts. My father and I used to wake up every morning at 3 in the morning to watch the races since I was a little kid. It's always been the dream.
It's easy to dream about driving in Formula One. The difficult part is actually making it happen. Scott Speed began his racing career as most young drivers do, in go-karts. Even then, it was easy to spot his talent. After winning the Momo Grand Prix in 2000, then securing the Kart Stars of Tomorrow Championship in 2001, Speed raced in both the Barber Dodge and Star Mazda series. Then in 2002, he received his big break courtesy of a new driver search program headed up by former Indianapolis 500 champion Danny Sullivan and funded by Red Bull, the Austrian energy drink company.
I first heard about the driver search when I was karting and doing a bit of car racing in America. I heard Danny Sullivan was running around the States going to pick 16 drivers, and I was trying everything I could to make sure I got picked as the 16.
Speed was selected in the first Red Bull driver search, and he relocated to Europe in 2003, where he would participate in the British Formula 3 series with backing from Red Bull. For 2004, Red Bull decided a change was needed and that Speed would be driving in Formula Renault.
It's a little bit different of a car, probably a little bit of a step down, but it's just as a competitive series. And I think proving yourself well here is the same as proving yourself well in F3.
Speed showed his skill and maturity in Formula Renault almost immediately. Following 7 pole positions and 10 victories, he clinched the 2004 Euro Series championship with 2 rounds remaining. In the process, he became the first American to win a junior Formula championship in Europe. Which begs the question, what will he be driving in 2005?
Ultimately, we don't know at this point where exactly I'm going to go. I think it's too early to call with the 2 new series that are coming with GP2 and the Super Renault, but it'll probably be with one of those in one of those categories. I think these categories are a very important step before you get to Formula One with the pit stops, the higher horsepower, and the faster cars.
Scott Speed has the talent, commitment, and financial backing to succeed overseas. Now he looks to follow in the footsteps of Enrique Bernoldi, Christian Klein, and most recently, Antonio Liuzzi, who have all utilized Red Bull's financial power to pave the way to Formula One.
If everything goes well, I think Red Bull has the confidence in myself, and I have the confidence that if things go well, we could be in Formula One by 2006.
Should Speed succeed in making the Formula One grid, he will be the first American in the series since Michael Andretti in 1993.
Representing America in Europe for me is quite an honor. As we were growing up in karting, we were always running European chassis and always hearing about European karters and the European drivers. To be able to come over to Europe, see how everything actually works, and to do well, and it feels fantastic. I really feel good about it.
Well, it's great to see that program already bearing fruit, and kudos also to Colin Fleming, Scott Speed's colleague in that first Red Bull class, who's also doing very well in Europe. We'll be back.